everyone. I'm Jenna.
And I'm Steve.
And welcome back to another Field Trip Friday. Where are we today, Steve?
We're here at the Museum of Life and Science.
Yes.
And today we're going to get to talk with some of our animal care team. Specifically, we're going to be hanging out with animal care specialists. And they're the folks that hang out with animals every single day, very dedicated people. We're going to learn a little bit about how they enrich the lives of our animals.
I am so excited. Let's go take a look.
Let's do it.
Laser.
A what kind of laser?
Cold laser.
Cold laser.
And we use this on a few different animals. Gypsy gets it for potentially arthritis. Come on. You're all done. That's it. You're done. I often, when I'm doing this, ramble and sing.
Yeah.
We have less than 40 seconds, less than 40 seconds, less than 40 seconds. Now we have less than 30 seconds until we all done. So he's on a different setting than Gypsy. Different, species and different modalities or how their body or issue adjusts. This bird is on the same as our bear.
Oh, wow.
So it's not just that birds get this and mammals get that.
Yeah, or like a little animal gets this and a big animal gets that.
Yeah, so, okay, you're all done, sir.
Cool. Let's head over to the bear yard.
Woo!
Let's go.
Hi, I'm Kate. I'm one of the animal care specialists here at the museum, and I really love getting to spend time around my animals and kind of seeing their unique personalities.
So what are you doing with Virginia right now?
So I'm giving her morning medication. She gets several different types of medications each day, and she is usually relatively patient for them, but it takes us time to prepare them.
Yeah. Wow, that is a lot of medications. Well, she is a bear, so she's big.
Yes, that's very true.
She needs multiple of one.
She does, and she has osteoarthritis, and so a lot of these meds are to combat that pain and make it so she is able to get around.
Yeah.
You'll kind of see when she walks, she kind of limps a little bit. I know, you're being so good. Give me a second. Lots of different things. I feed her a lot of these in grapes because grapes are a very high value treat, and she usually slurps them right down. Makes it really easy to give her pills. I have more grapes to have.
Oh.
I know. All my grapes are now hiding in the bottom of my bucket. So she knows several different behaviors. We ask our bears to stand up, lay down. One of the behaviors that she and Gus have recently learned is to open their mouths. And so that's part of what she's doing, is she's doing that open mouth behavior. She doesn't know what we want, or she's waiting, she'll sit there and do the open mouth behavior a bunch of times just in case that's what we want and it gives her food.
Aw. She reminds me
They're
of my
very, very
dogs.
smart. They're kind of animals that they know exactly what you're asking, and they're kind of like cats in that they will choose not to do what you're asking them to do very consciously.
So funny.
She usually, got them all? Good girl. She's usually pretty compliant, mostly because she gets lots of delicious things with her medications. This is syrup, and so she gets any of her powdered medications in syrup because giving you a couple of extra greens there with that. I know, come back to me. Makes it a little easier to deliver. She gets an herb that is also supposed to help with joint pain, and it's kind of a pain to blend up, but it works okay.
How old is Virginia Bear?
She is about 16 years old. So she's about a little over midlife for bears. They can live about 25, 30 years. But unfortunately, she does kind of have those joint issues, so she acts a little older than she is.
Yeah. And this is an everyday thing for you in Virginia?
It is. This happens every morning, and then at night she gets a couple of more pills with more grapes.
Wow, she's living the good life, eh?
Oh yes, she does not mind medicine time. It's very easy to forget that they are still wild animals. They are not pets at all. So I mean, like, even you may have just seen I scooched my fingers back on the spoon.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget with her that she is still a wild animal. She could easily bite me.
Right.
So we use the spoon to keep our fingers away from her. Mostly because she could accidentally injure us as well. They're not used to our frail human bodies. This pumpkin, we're going to smear a little bit of peanut butter on for something fun. So,
Just go wild?
yeah, go on.
Sweet.
Make it so she doesn't get to just stand there and eat everything. She has to move a little bit.
And that's kind of why you put out enrichment, right?
Exactly. Get them up and active, especially right now because she is stuck in the house while they're doing work in the yard. She gets bored.
Yeah.
Like, there's not as much stimulation in here as there is out in the yard, or especially out in the wild. So we give enrichment daily, and it's just meant to get them up and active and usually doing natural behaviors, sort of, as closely as we can manage.
Let's go to the wolf yard. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Shayna Wright. I'm an animal care specialist, and I love working in this department because I get to work with so many different animals.
Hey, Kate. Hey, Shayna.
Hey, y'all.
Hey guys.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
So, what do y'all do at the museum?
We are animal care specialists here at the museum. So we take care of the animals every day. Includes prepping diets, preparing food, enrichment, as you've gotten to see and enjoy with us today. A lot of cleaning,
Yep.
a lot of poop scooping, which
Yep.
you also got to participate in.
Yes.
That's cool.
Just making sure everyone's healthy, secure, safe, well taken care of.
Absolutely. Let's head back to the farmyard.
Hey, I'm Rob Cahoon, and I love being an animal care specialist because I get to work with wildlife and different animals and enrich their lives on a daily basis.
So, Rob, what is it we're doing here with our piggies?
So our enrichment today in the farmyard is foraging, so we're hoping to capitalize on that and kind of show you some of the pigs' natural foraging behaviors.
Cool.
So we have a couple mounds of mulch that we placed in the farmyard, and mixed in are some peanuts, which are some of the pigs' favorite treats. So the idea is that I'm going to release them. They're going to use their exceptional sense of smell
Right.
and come in, root around, and you'll get to see kind of what they would do in the wild.
So, Rob, what are you doing?
Well, I'm feeding some very impatient goats and our donkey. Unlike the alpacas, these guys are not afraid to come right up and eat whatever I have to offer them. But it's the same concept with the alpacas. We provide them with browse, and it just gives them an extra activity and helps supplement their diet. Both goats and donkeys are natural grazers. So in a pasture or wherever they would naturally be, all they would be doing all day, every day,
Munching.
is walking around and eating.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
They have
Living the dream.
living a great life.
So you're an animal care specialist here at the museum, and we met two other animal care specialists out in Explore the Wild. Do you primarily work out here in the farmyard?
I don't. So I'm actually kind of all over the place. My position is what's called a swing keeper, rotation keeper. There's a couple different terms for it, but basically the idea is that I fill in all areas as need be. All of the keepers here are trained in all of our three areas: the indoors, Carolina Wildlife, the farmyard. Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Charles.
And Explore the Wild. We're all familiar with all the animals we have here on grounds, and we all try and help out the best we can.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. There's a lot of species you have to be familiar with and understand, and a lot of individuals. Of those species, you have to understand them as individuals as well.
Absolutely. And most of our care specialists here have a biological background, a veterinary background. They've worked with animals their whole lives in some way, shape, or form.
So we've gotten to cruise all over the museum spaces, particularly Explore the Wild and the farmyard, learning from the animal care specialists about how important enrichment is and about, just kind of how it's important for the care of the animals. Can you tell us a little bit more about what enrichment is and why it's so important?
Enrichment, that's a great question. First, let me say, Steve, enrichment is really anything that benefits an animal or an organism's life. When we take a look at enrichment here at the museum, we try to tie enrichment to get some sort of exhibited behavior that's natural behavior for that particular animal. Enrichment can come in many forms, which is really kind of tricky. It can be anything for the mind. It can be anything physically. So we take a look at diets. How do we present diets, allow the animal to problem solve, think through a situation, not make it overly difficult, but have them work a little bit at getting it as animals in the natural environment would do. Sometimes we take a look at the emotional side. Do animals need social time? Either with the keepers, or maybe it's time with another particular animal to see another animal. Those are things that we take into account as far as developing our enrichment program. And a lot of time is spent by the keepers to do research on the animals. What's natural behavior? What's their natural environment look like? Who's going to be in their natural environment? And what can we do to replicate that here?
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, we have really enjoyed kind of seeing through from the animal care specialist perspective, from the keeper's perspective, how they connect as individuals with each of these individual animals that they care for. And thank you so much for sharing a little bit more about what that is and why it's important.
Thanks for coming to Shadow with us. It's a lot of fun. I know the keepers have really enjoyed taking the time just to show another different aspect of their job that they get to do. So.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully we'll get to see more.
Absolutely.
Cool. Thanks, Aaron.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, today. And remember to stay tuned for our live Q&A with Sherry, the director of our animal care team.
Yeah, we'll see you in a minute to talk about cool questions and interesting ideas around this episode.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, y'all.